It's very dangerous to get stuck in the back in the 7th or 8th position here in the 1500. There will be too much jostling and too much ground to cover if a skater is sitting in back like that, unless there is some contact.
A big field of 8 skaters: Dubois, Nowinski, Park, Dongenou, Van Twelt, Roussel, Emmons and Miata, all in readiness for the men's 1500 metre final at the Short Track World Tour in Seoul. A line of 6 skaters across the front, and then they will stagger in. There's 3 ice maples, the black with the red, and Dongenou looking to go to the front early with his teammate Roussel in the semi-final. Dongenou has won the first 2 events. Just behind him at the moment is Park Ji-won, the winner in Beijing last weekend.
Here comes the stealthy ninja, the Japanese ninja Miyata, coming up the outside. Like I said, staying out of those last 2 positions. Now the Dutch Lions have decided they feel safe back there. I expect them to make a big move. The Canadian Ice Maples staying together in 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But here comes Dongenou up the outside.
Making his move, William Dongenou, the leader in the Crystal Globe, has a glance to his right as the number 13. That's Jens van Twelp. Don't count him out of this as well. Hasn't been as much in the mix this season so far in these races. It's been Dongenou and Park as well. Park just sitting in the middle and now looking to make his little move to the roar of the home crowd here in Seoul, round the outside. And there is a 4 at the front, but the others just biding their time. Park to the front.
Smart move by Park and Dongenou, splitting up these Dutch Lions. You do not want to see too many skaters from the same country together. You want to split those skaters up so that the racing stays fair throughout.
There's still the 2 Canadians in the back there, Dubois and Roussel. Don't forget the Japanese ninja Shogo Miata and the Polish hussar Michał Nowinski. And it's at the moment Park Ji-won and William Dongenou going head-to-head once more. Dongenou takes the front from Park.
Steven Dubois sneaky moving up the inside.
Jens van Twelt there as well. We've got Dongenou, Van Twelt, Park and Dubois now into 2nd place. It's the Canadian Ice Maples, 1 and 2 at the moment. A video review is on too. Park being pushed out of it. Dongenou extends with 3 laps to go.
Nowinski taking advantage of the waters opening for him, but so much contact, we will come down to a final review of the officials.
We've got 2 reviews on the screen, but at the moment, William Dongenou has clear ice in front of him and his teammate Dubois behind. Michał Nowinski, it is Dongenou with the bell lap now leading out from the front. Number 1 in Montreal, number 1 in Montreal. He was 2nd last week, and William Dongenou does it in fine style. An absolute clinic from the Ice Maple.
Incredible skating by Dongenou, very safe, staying up front the entire time, avoiding contact. Steven Dubois moving sneakily up the inside. We didn't even see him coming. And then Park Ji-won doing everything he can, but being one white tiger against a field of Dutch Lions and Ice Maples. That was the best he could do on this home ice. Remember, there are 2 yellow dots on your screen. It means we will come down to an official review before we can announce the results.
William Dongenou does it again. Felix Roussel as well. Some work for the Canadian Ice Maples and Steven Dubois. What a final it was from that team in black and red.
Ice Maples sharing their success with their teammates and their coaching staff. Park Ji-won doing the right thing here in this final, getting up front and out of trouble. Nobody wants to get stuck in the back of this pack. William Dongenou splitting up the Dutch Lions here. Again, that's smart. If you get too many skaters from the same country skating together, it's like a wall you have to break down. Beautiful move up the inside here. There is no contact, but that creates space for Jens van Twelt to try to move. Park Ji-won defending against Steven Dubois here, causing a little contact, and Jens van Twelt trying to move in, protecting his path. Defensive skating up the inside. Dongenou happy with that. Feeling good, back on top of the podium.
Putting on an absolute show. William Dongenou, our Crystal Globe leader, now 3 wins from 4 in the men's 1500 metres. He is in some form at the moment. This impressive skater. Well, he did it on home ice, and now he's had to bring it somewhere else.
Well, and especially after his results in Beijing, which were, hey, they were great results. It's just that we're used to him winning everything. So to not seeing him win was like, wow, hey, what's going on with Donjanu? But here he is back on top. We will have to confirm the review.
He himself, William Donjanu, said he has to up his game after Beijing, and he's done that in this 1,500 metres so far. Here's his teammate as well, Stephen Dubois.
And remember the challenge of these athletes having to travel worldwide for these competitions. Going through time changes, going through long 12, 13, 15-hour flights, changing their food. So reviewing here, Stephen Dubois coming up the inside, the Park defending, and Jens van Twout cutting from the outside to in. Now there is such a thing as shared responsibility, so it's not like creating contact is an immediate penalty, but it does have to be clear and obvious contact, and it does have to impact the final outcome of the race. So we do have the unofficial top three here with their jackets on, ready to receive their medals, but you can bet everyone else is in the heat box just in case the official review turns a call their way, and they can come enjoy their time on the podium.
Taking in some big breaths as well. It sets up this rivalry continuing, doesn't it? Donjanu dominating at the moment, but at your bottom, that Park is still coming. He's sitting second overall in the Crystal Globe standings, the reigning champion. Still more to come this weekend, of course.
So again, we're seeing three wide going into the corner there. That's Felix Roussel inside of Friso Amons. Park Ji-won really showing his elite status, being able to absorb that contact and carry the speed out. He doesn't even pause moving. Instead, he pumps his arm and starts to accelerate.
The Canadian Ice Maples with the post-race analysis they will go through, I'm sure, and enjoy this wee moment. They have to go and reset, of course, because there's more racing to come for these teams and these athletes later today and of course tomorrow as well. Park Ji-won, oh, big intake of breath. Still waiting for this confirmation for these three skaters.
And that's what happens when we have 8 skaters in the race. I do see the official coming up now. Let's go down to the ice and hear the final call.
After review, we give a penalty to skater number 2 from Canada and a penalty for skater number 5 from Canada.
Wow, Stephen Dubois, the crowd will tell you has been penalised. They are cheering because that means Park Ji-won goes up in the standings. Dubois, a shake of the head. The 2 Canadian skaters penalised, Stephen Dubois and Felix Roussel. So that means Jens van Twout gets onto the podium behind Park and Donjanu.
Dubois shaking his head, clearly not agreeing with that call. We'll see the official video replay here. Officials make the call in the straight, lane change from inside to out. So watch Stephen Dubois all the way on the inside of your screen. He's trying to step back out into position and creating contact right there with the Dutch line. Now Felix Roussel coming up the inside, lane change inside out, same thing. So if you're going to make a pass up the inside, you have to step back onto the track safely without creating contact.
The gold medal from Canada representing Canadian Ice Maples.
Canada, William Donjanu.
William Donjanu, a 3rd gold medal out of 4 in the 1,500 metres. Makes it 8 out of 11 individual medals so far across the season, with still some races to come, and I haven't counted relays at the moment. Leading in the Crystal Globe standings, William Donjanu absolutely supreme in the 1,500.